Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Screenwork Entertainment. Today, we're going over another movie that we feel is underrated. If you like our content, please like and subscribe. Anyways, Trevor, take it away.
My next movie that I think is underrated, which I know it has captured a little bit of a cult following, but at the time, it was a pretty big blow, especially considering this movie made Jim Carrey one of the highest paid actors of all time at that moment, and that is The Cable Guy. Now, for me, this is a very unsung comedy gem.
You know, when I first watched this movie, I hated it. Like, I could not get into it at all. Well, it's very young. This movie came out, in the 90s? And I just didn't get it, because I've seen Jim Carrey in Pet Detective, and that's what I knew him is for that. So now, like, of course, I liked it before you suggested this, but it's one of my favorite movies. But watching it again, because I haven't watched it in a long time, yeah, it is such a great, so funny, and is so underrated. People still kind of say this is not one of his better movies, but I strongly disagree. This is one of his better movies. And if
I
anything,
think this is, I will be as bold to say this is his best comedic role.
I think the Pet Detective movies are they're my favorite.
And
they're
see,
my favorite.
that's where our tastes kind of diverge, because those, for me,
Are over the top.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
You love this over the top ridiculousness where I find it grating. And this, yeah, he had it at times, but it wasn't just beat you in the face with it over and over and over.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I loved Matthew Broderick's straight man opposed to Jim Carrey's outlandishness. It was so great. You got a killer fucking cast. Leslie Mann, Jack Black, Andy
I had no idea he was in this.
Yeah,
Black,
Bob
I forgot.
Odenkirk, man, and
Yeah,
Janine
exactly.
Garofalo. Man, you just got so many, and of course, it's directed by Ben Stiller.
Yeah, I know, dude. Because I know back in the 90s, I know who Ben Stiller was. So whenever we're watching that trial go on, that is so funny. Yeah, that makes it even better. But honestly, I think the weakest part of this movie for me was Matthew Broderick. I liked him. I liked him, but he's almost too submissive, almost too he's kind of a shitty guy, because he was ready to tell Jim Carrey, or, the Cable Guy to get out, to go, whenever they're going to the medieval
times.
Yeah, which is an amazing scene. I love whenever he's singing while he's out there. Da, da, I just thought that's one of my favorite moments.
Singing
of
the Star Trek movie, or Star Trek music.
Yeah. I do like Matthew Broderick's character. I just think I don't know, the way it's almost not believable the way he plays him almost.
Really?
That's how I felt about it.
I would disagree on that. I don't know. This is just, I've loved this one from the get-go. I remember seeing it in the theaters. It was just great. And I remember everybody just hating it at the time. And some of my closest friendships have come from a mutual love of this movie. Back when everybody still hated it. But yeah, this is, I don't know. Everything about it is just classic to me. I love this movie. And it has got a lot more of a cult following when it got to the home media. But for the price because I think they paid him, I can't remember how many millions, but it was an astronomical sum. And it just did not live up to the numbers that it thought it was going to do. It fell pretty pretty flat. So this is one that I would consider maybe it wouldn't be truly underrated because it did get a cult following, but for the time, for what was going on when it came out, it was a huge failure. Well, not a huge failure, but it was very underwhelming. It did nothing like Ace Ventura numbers or The Mask, which The Mask I despise with a passion.
Really?
But Ace Ventura was just too much for me, and I never watched the second one because
Really?
I just wasn't a big Jim Carrey guy. I liked some of his stuff on In Living Color, but he would just go a little bit too far. But this is the one that actually made me appreciate Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
And I have a thing about dark comedies anyway.
Yeah. Me too. Me
I
too.
love Death to Smoochie and stuff like that. And this, I think, falls in that vein. But Ben Stiller as a director, because he did this one and Tropic Thunder, and both of those are probably in my easily top 10 comedies of all time. I love both of those flicks.
Yeah, me too.
And he just, as a director, he's great. I know he also did Zoolander, which I know a lot of people love that, but I still have yet to get through that movie.
The second Zoolander was horrible. Like, I cannot watch it. The first Zoolander I thought was pretty damn funny.
Really, I just couldn't get into it.
But anyways, yeah, I love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies, and yeah, I'll agree with you. I think this is a definitely underrated movie.
Which I don't know how big it is now, because god damn, man, this thing's...
It is bigger now than what it was then.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
But I think it's because it's so old now. It's back underground somewhat.
Yeah, because who has a cable guy now? There's not really cable anymore. So I mean, there is, but not like this.
But the thing is, dude, you look at the time it came out. It was '96. I just got out of high school, and he's talking about how you're going to be playing video games with somebody in Vietnam and shit. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? And this shit was a reality years later. And now now this is just something every day that people do and don't think twice about it.
Yeah, no.
Like they were talking about video conferencing and playing video games with people across the world. And at the time, you're like, this is just outlandish. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, but it's a reality.
Yeah, that was just such a great movie. It's one I go back to. I watch it almost pretty much once a year, at least.
I haven't watched it in several years.
Really?
Yeah, it's the first time I watched it in a long time.
Like, there's a couple that are on my constant rotation that I have to watch about it every year or every 2 years at least. Like, this is one. Saving Silverman's another one.
Yeah.
Love that one. And then, like, Point Break, that's one I watch. And then Die Hard, I watch that Christmas time. And
yeah, you got to watch that, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Lethal Weapon. I usually watch Lethal Weapon and Die Hard around Christmas.
I fucking love. That's one of my favorite franchises of movies. Lethal Weapon, man. All four of them. Fucking love them.
Well, this is one of my all-time underrated movies. I love it. Tell us down in the comment what you think. Have you seen it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let us know. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.